to get some rapid reaction. Just want to let you know, while we're speaking, we're live, obviously, during the hour. Bitcoin just exceeded 120,000 again. It hasn't done that for, over the weekend, very brief, 120,000. But Ethereum, 4,600, approaching an all-time high. So, all right, crypto on the way up. Beto O'Rourke has apparently decided to take a new approach to rallying the troops, the leftist troops. He's taking a break from whining on network television and instead is now giving speeches to the tune of this.
We're not going to let him stop us. Are you with me on that? Ándale. It also means, as Mark was saying earlier, we don't await the punch thrown by these would-be fascists to land. We punch first and we punch harder. We want California and New Jersey and Illinois and Maryland and every other state where the Democrats hold the governor's mansion, the assembly, and the state senate to redraw their congressional districts now, not wait for Texas to move first, to maximize Democratic Party advantage. Listen, you may say to yourself, well, those aren't the rules. There are no refs in this game. F the rules. We are going to win whatever it takes. We're going to take this to him in every way that we can.
Looks like he's prepping a run for another attempt at the Senate after he got smoked a few times. Florida Democrats are still upset about Alligator, Alcatraz, and have truly exhausted just about every reason to hate Trump's one-of-a-kind detention facility. These lunatics have clearly run out of ideas, so they went back to their roots and sent out a green dreamer to complain on CNN about how the facility could be harming, can't make this up, the environment. Listen.
Sure. So this area was actually an internationally recognized dark sky area. And now from 15 miles away, you can see what looks like stadium lighting in the distance. This was filed with our court documents and heard during last week's hearings in court during expert testimony. That's important not just for humans who enjoy gazing at the stars in the night sky, but also because the endangered Florida panther is a nocturnal species. There are only about 200 left in the wild. This site is about 96% wetlands, and Everglades wetlands are directly connected to our water supply for millions of South Floridians, so that's also critically important. And we've documented about 20 acres of new asphalt that's been laid on the site without any kind of environmental review.
So, genius lady with blonde hair. You know what Alligator Alcatraz was before? It was Alligator Alcatraz Detention Facility. It was an airport. It was an airport. You want to talk about lights in the evening and the Florida Panther? By the way, the Florida Panthers, they have the Stanley Cup again. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Bill Maher actually just dropped a very insightful quote that really shows one of the main differences between the Biden and Trump presidency. Now, I'm sure Bill didn't mean to make so much sense, but sometimes he does. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Here's Bill Maher talking about freedom of speech and the lack of censorship under Donald Trump.
You have a lot of bravado about what you think is the truth or not, but it's just so refreshing. Like, you were doing this before it was so dangerous.
Still dangerous.
And it is just way too dangerous now.
Yeah.
But you're still doing it.
It's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change. And because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024, the blush is off the rose on left-wing censorship and, oh my God, you can't say that. Stop telling me what I can do, what I can say, what I can think, who my heroes are supposed to be. Just get off of me.
Yeah, right. But we don't want them to realize that. Keep going with the race card and the race baiting and dudes in women's sport. Keep going because you lost so dramatically in 24. Shh, Bill Maher. Of course, not all Democrats see the censorship issue like Bill Maher does. Pothole Pete Buttigieg, for some reason, thinks that Donald Trump controls every word out of our mouths. Listen to this.
The biggest mark of success by the Trump administration in terms of trying to be that controlling, trying to be dictatorial, to me, isn't what's happening directly with the government. It's what's happening indirectly. It's the self-editing that we're seeing happen at broadcasters and universities and private firms, law firms and others. You know, that's the real hallmark of losing your grasp on freedom. It's not just direct government interference with everyday private life. It's a society that begins to do things differently because they don't want to run the risk of pissing off the government. And that's just, again, whether you're liberal or conservative or libertarian, that's so the opposite of what America is about.
Mark my words. Keep your eye on that guy. He wants it. We know he wants it. And I think when push comes to shove in 28, no one's going to want Gavin Newsom anymore. Jasmine Crockett is a nut job. That won't work. AOC, not smart enough, not old enough, not been around long enough. That guy, military experience, mayor of a big U.S. city, transportation secretary, he's got the chops, and he's going to start resonating with some independents. Just keep your eye on that guy. Omar Fattah. By the way, I don't support that at all. I'm MAGA. MAGA first, MAGA always. Omar Fattah, the socialist candidate running to become mayor of Minneapolis, the communist state of Minneapolis, Minnesota state, just said without any hesitation that his top priority, if elected, will be, wait for it, folks, here's a shocker, protecting illegal aliens. Listen.
Day one, if you were elected, what would be some of your top 2-3 priorities for the city?
So that's a very good question. So the first I would say would be a hostile federal government with not only Donald Trump in office, but he has essentially a trifecta, both chambers of Congress and the Supreme Court. And a lot of our neighbors, especially our undocumented residents, are very concerned.
That's good. We are rapidly moving towards a communist, socialist/communist country, especially in states like New York, Mamdani, and Fatah in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Greta, how dare you, Thunberg, just will not go away. She just announced her latest cause, which apparently involves sailing. Listen.
We are sailing again to break the siege.
And this time, we're sailing with dozens of boats.
On August 31st, we are sailing from Spain with dozens of boats.
And dozens more will join on September 4th from Tunisia and other countries.
Sailing together to break the illegal siege of Gaza, demand an end to the genocide.
And to finally open up a humanitarian corridor.
I mean, at this point, if Israel sunk that flotilla, would anyone care? Watching Greta Thunberg swimming, how dare you, how dare you? Bill Gates has moved off of fake meat, and now he's backing a company that's producing butter from carbon. Fake butter, made in some weirdo lab in the middle of nowhere because we don't already have enough that stuff here in America. Take a look at the latest woke creation that has the support of Bill Gates, someone who's supposed to be among this country's brightest minds.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia.
In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening.
So you're using this gas right now to cook your food. And we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas.
The company is called Savor, and you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate.
Yeah. So he went from telling us to eat bugs to now eat butter made from carbon. I'll pass, Billy Gates. I'm so glad we had time for this story. Nothing truly more American than football. We love our football. I bet on football every single night it's on. I can't wait for it to come back. I'm betting on preseason football. Call me crazy. I won last weekend. Had Tampa Bay. Of course, the woke-minded liberals are trying to ruin football too. Now, brace yourself. Take a look at this clip from the Minnesota Vikings, who are ready and apparently going to go out with this. They're going to roll out a cheerleading squad led by a couple of dudes. And look at them when the season kicks off next month. Yeah. Stick to the football. I don't want to see. Look at this. You got to see some of the dudes. And one team's got a transgender in there cheering. I mean, mind blown, guys. All right, before we head to break, I want to remind you about my podcast YouTube page, both updated daily. There's something called The Edge coming. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. You just got to stick around and check it out. In the meantime, keep those voicemails coming, 888-601-0032. We've got some really cool ones for you after the break. This is your voice, folks. Your voice. Say what you want to say into that telephone's toll-free. Just say it. Maybe you're going to be on TV after the break. We'll read some of them.